Oof. Hold on. What if I do this? Does that play? That's not playing. I can see that's not playing. There we go. Now it's playing. Oh yeah, I should probably let my mods know that I'm streaming. Alright, we can probably just skip the song, right? Boom. There we go. Is that even playing? I think it's probably not playing the song anymore. Okay. Super early stream for me. I don't know. It felt like streaming it. So, why am I flying in a world that looks remarkably like Hermitcraft? That's because this is a world that looks remarkably like Hermitcraft, but is not Hermitcraft. This is a private server that I have with a very old map of Hermitcraft. This is not the live server. Look, yeah, I'm in creative mode. It's just me. This is not the real server. Okay? So, what I'm going to be doing today, just for an hour or so, is learning some Axiom. Guys, it is a Monday afternoon. Why are there 6,000 people here? What are you doing? Don't you guys have work or school or something? I'm out. Yeah, I'm out in you. what are you degenerates doing here? Watching me learn Axiom. Who's watching this in class right now? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's half term. Okay, cool. That shows how much I know. Oh, it's a holiday. Is it really? Oh, nice. Oh, I hit the jackpot then. Here was me thinking, oh, everyone's going to be working. Everyone's going to be at school. Everyone's going to be doing something. No, everyone's here. Oh, what's President's Day? An American holiday. Hey, that's cool. That's super good luck. Carnival is today. Is it just a super holiday everywhere? So it's half term in the UK. And it's the President's Day in America. What's Canada and Australia? Australia's sleeping. So what's Canada saying? It's something in Canada. It's moving too fast. All right. Well, that's good news. And it's Lunar New Year. Chinese New Year. Amazing. Well, look at that luck. You get to spend the afternoon with me on your day off learning some Axiom, because I still don't know how to do it, and I actually can't start my episode until I learn how to do it, okay? So, how do I do it? I know there's a button. I know there's one of these buttons, like, over here, but I'm scared to just start pressing buttons. That one! Okay, right. I knew that much. So, here we go. Axiom time. Right, let's have a look. Let's just test all the buttons. Magic select. This is the magic select tool. It's select adjacent blocks of the same type. Let's just click it and see what happens. Okay. So it's like a... If I want all the grass... This is really clever. Okay. I don't really know what this does. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Box select. This is the box select tool. It selects blocks between 2 points. To start using the tool, click one point and drag your mouse to another point, then release. Afterwards, you can adjust with the gizmos to confirm. Oh, hello. Whoa, I'm making a multi-layered selection. Hang on, now that's handy. Oh my goodness. Controlling this is difficult. Control F can be used to fill with blocks. Control R allows you to replace the blocks. Control C and Control E. Okay. So how do I unselect it? Did I miss that bit? Oh look. How do I want to stop collecting, I'll be honest. I want to stop selecting these blocks. This is crazy. I'm in like vanilla Minecraft. This isn't an editor. This is just Axiom. I know. I can see why people love it. I'm an old dog trying to learn new tricks. Okay. Okay. So let's just do Control R. Let's just do that. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's replace. Okay, no, not that one. Let's just do fill. Control fill. Let's just fill it with stone. And there it is. It's done. And if I Control Z, that undo. It does undo. How do I deselect? Not How do I deselect? Clear selection. Oh, it's there. Enter. Duh, it's there. It says it. Okay. So what I want to create is, I think I want to like edit. See this, all this, all of that. Definitely this. All of that, all of that, all of that. So I want to do some custom terrain all the way around my island, and then I want to do some actual terrain on the island, and I want it to be like up here somewhere, right? So we're looking at quite a big task, hence why I need to learn Axiom. Okay. But I think it's a good idea if I just sort of get to grips with the tools first. Because at the moment, I have learned how to make a box. Alright, let's just get rid of that for now. Freehand select. What this do? I can just select. So if I want to select, let's say, this guy. Okay, move selection. How do I move him? Where's like my moves? How do I move him? Oh, with the arrows. Okay. How do I move you down? I feel dumb. Okay, so arrow keys work this way. Whoop. How do I move it down? Top right gives info. I see that. Yeah. Flip, rotate what? Whoa. Oh yeah, I've got. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's right. Okay, that makes sense. I've selected 2. That's what's happened. Okay, and then let's just say enter. And then did that move it though? I didn't Control C. Ah, I see. Okay, right. Let's try this again. So I'm gonna do a freehand select. I am learning, so let's do freehand select. I've selected that guy. I'm gonna do Control C, Control V, and now I've got another guy. Okay, now we're cooking. And I'll just flip it. Why not? Flip this guy. Stick him on the ground. Just put him laying down there. Enter. Look how easy that was. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't even need to build anymore. Okay. Interesting. So that's handy. So this is something I was kind of just I still can't get the hand of this control. So this is something I was just building and messing around with this. I don't really know what I was doing, but this was made with World Edit. So let's have another. Let's go to the next one. Lasso select. I'm guessing that's a similar thing, but I can just draw like that. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. How do I enter? I think it's calculating that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So various different ways of selecting. Very handy. Ruler. How many blocks is that? 80. How many blocks is that? Okay. That's super handy. Again, how do I clear this? How do I clear my selection? I kind of want to delete. Oh, there we go. Just delete. So, okay, good idea. That's 89 blocks wide. And then we're looking 130. So that's handy to know, I guess. And then, oops, delete. Done. Annotation. I'm guessing this isn't that important. What does this do? Outline. I don't know what this is doing. Draw. I can just draw on the on the world. Hello. I think I can just draw on the world. Cool. How do I undo? Control Z, Control Z. Painter. Okay. This seems useful. So we're just painting a little island into stone. And everything around it. And then we can just up the radius. Let's just turn everything to stone. It gives us something to work with. I actually don't mind keeping this as a general rule of thumb, because we can texture it later on. So if we just turn everything that we kind of are looking to edit into stone, it probably makes life a bit easier to begin with. This is a lot of work. Now I'm colouring it in, it feels like a lot of work. I don't know if that's... This bit here, I don't know if that belongs to Scar. Obviously, this all belongs to Scar, and I dare not touch, like, any of that. Oops. But I think this stuff, I'm safe to edit. Everything in stone, that's mine. I'm basically, like, claiming my territory a little bit. This is mine. This is mine. This is all mine. Okay. Handy. Just ruined my work there. So that's good. Probably should have moved that further away. Okay. Good idea. Done. Let's have a look. Painter. So we can do cube. This is all just painting tools. So painter mask surface. Let's open this a bit. What does this say? Type replace. Presets, default. Gradient. Well, hang on. Hang on. Okay, let's try moving that down. What am I trying to achieve here with this? Ooh, interpolation options. Still don't know what that means. Bezier. Soft edge. Let's change that to andesite. And stone. And let's just do another grey block. See what we can come up with. Where's tough? That's too tough. Okay. Right. Don't need to texture much anymore. Oh, that removes it. Okay, I see. And then let's try linear. So, all right. Path. Instantly created. Instantly creating a path with Axiom. If you get those right, if you get the texturing components right, done, path. Like if I turn this to, let's say, dirt, grass, let's try just path. I don't know which one's which at the moment. There you go. Look, I just made a path in seconds, a path all the way around. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Right, let's undo that. It's handy to know. Whoops. Uh-oh, what have I done? I don't know what I just did. Okay. That is cool. So that was linear. Nearest. So that's like... That's just a Bezier. That's just a bit... That's a messy one. And then linear is probably the most useful one out of these. Okay. Let's have another gander. So we can do... What's this? Just different shapes. Noise. You can do different seeds for noise. This brush tool is the painter tool's probably super useful. So I really want to get to grips with this. Height. Okay. Let's just... I think sphere is usually the one that's the good one. We haven't even done any shaping yet. How would I get rid of this long grass? There's a lot to get through here. But I think I've kind of got the idea. Gradient, active block, stamp clipboard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that? Interesting. Tiled clipboard. Don't know. Okay, that guy was my clipboard. Okay, and an active block. So that's just what I've got. Alright. Mask surface, type replace. Don't know what that means. Type replace. Interesting. Fill the grass block with air. Okay, so there's no... Let's try that. Let's do that, because that's, I mean, something you need to be able to do with... Well, I could do it with World Edit, but it requires flying from all the way over there to all the way over there. So, in theory, I can do this, right? Big box. Big box. Make box deeper. Make box wider. Move box. Move box. How do I make box wider? Like that. I'm slow at the moment because... Oops. I'm slow at the moment because I'm obviously new. How do I get that back? Whoops. Whoops. Undo! Do I click like here? All right, let's just do the collection. So we do Control R, long grass. No, just grass. Tall grass, short grass, with air. Well, I think I did it. Right? Is that done? Doesn't look like it's done. Let's have a look down here. Okay, let's try it again. Control R, grass, short grass, air. Hey, there we go. Okay, Control R, sunflower. Done. That's super useful. There's also a script brush, clear foliage preset. Oh, let's have a look. Is that a head? Is script brush a head? don't I don't see a script brush. I might be looking. Let's stick with the the easy stuff. If it's I'm just gonna make my way through all of these tools first, before I go into anything more detailed than that. I think that's a good idea. All right, so I think we got to grips with the painter. We're starting to clear this up. I didn't get rid of all the foliage. Maybe I'll get to that later. Noise painter. What do you do? I think you do exactly what it sounds like you do. So, So that's cool. I don't know. This is really clever stuff. Let's do sphere. Let's do radius. Let's choose granite, I guess. All right. So this is one step to texturing, I guess. And then we can just add stuff. Hey, Tango, if you want to, like, just get on here and explain what's going on, you know, that would be nice. You can show us how you did decked out. Oh, I don't want andesite again. Let's just do some random blocks. Let's not think about it too much. Cherry, why not? Okay. Where was that slider? Where was that slider? Oh yeah, here. Scale. Okay, that's horrible to look at. I see. So we zoom in. Okay, it's blobs. All right. Interesting. It's probably a better way. Let's see what other kind of noise we can create. You know what? Let's actually change this to something that we might actually texture with. So let's do tough. Let's do cobbled deep slate, maybe? Let's add some cobblestone. Okay, that's immediately going to give us a better idea of what this looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty horrible off the bat. Let's see about... Let's go back to Simplex and have a look. We can make our radius bigger. I'm getting to grips with it. Let's have a look at Wally. What's Wally? There'll be one that's just infinitely better than the rest. Can I easily change these around? Yes, I can. So we kind of want... So we want kind of... I don't know the order what we want. So I'd have this, then that. So this would be the order, I think, to go from dark to light. Yeah. Okay. Still don't, you know, super like it with the splodges and stuff. That's because that is too dark. Let's try acacia wood. Yeah, it's still like splodgy and spotty. Let's have a little look. Meta ball. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. Block count. I guess I got all the numbers. This is super handy. There'll be like some techniques, like there'll be just one that's better than the rest. And like once you've got it, you've got it. And it's just finding what looks best. So that's just mess. But obviously you can decrease you can kind of like linear curve it maybe, like that. That's probably not the right math term, but you get what I mean. Splatter. Let's do some splattering. Alright. Very messy. Go back to Wally. Yeah, I don't like this giraffe effect. If I was doing a giraffe, this is the one I would use. But that's not the one. Simplex is the top one. Is that the best one, maybe? What happens if you do this? You just... Okay. Let's change this out to gravel. Still weird. What's fairly close to tough? I don't know, man. This is kind of why I've been putting off learning Axiom. It's a lot of information, so I'm trying to take it fairly slowly. Just throw some diorite in there. Yeah, this giraffe effect. Okay. Alright, so that's noise painter. That just paints noise. So I think this is just something you mask with over the top in little patches. Biome painter. Whoa, what's happened? Alright, let's have a look. Are these the different biomes laid out? I don't think this is this is like necessary for me. I don't think this does anything to help me. I think I'm just painting what biome I want it to be, and that's obviously not helpful. Gradient painter. Let's have a look. Gradient painter. Let's oh. I'm not quite sure what's happening. So what does this one do? I'm not understanding this one at the moment. This is where if there was an adult here, I'd ask them what's going on. Gradient, sphere, shape, linear. Oh. Oh. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, interesting. Let's make this more complicated. So let's go tough next. Then I want to go to cobblestone. Then I want to go to mossy cobblestone. But I don't want lots of mossy cobblestone. Andesite. So, if I understand this, from there to there, I'm creating that gradient. Right. But that's quite a distance, so the shorter distance will create the shorter gradient. Okay. We're kind of learning to texture before we've learned to shape at the moment, just because we're going through linearly. Oh, there's script brush. It's right there. Okay, I see it. All right, so if we wanted to gradient linearly, and I guess we can just add whatever we want. We go from here to here, and we just do that. And then, bada bing, bada boom, you got a gradient. You got a linear gradient from dark to light with 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Like that. Easy peasy. And you know what, that doesn't look too half bad. That doesn't look half bad. Okay, how do I stop touching the things? Okay. I want to lock point 1. How do I lock? I don't know how to lock point 1. Oh, I see. Oh, look at this. I can go reversies. Look, dark there, and then light at the bottom. Mix it up. I think that's important. Oh, I think that's super important. Hey, what if I just did like this and like mixed it up again? That's really shaking it up. Okay. So if I go right to here, whoops, oh no. If I go right to there, and then I can mix it up a little bit. So it's not super linear. Getting fancy with it now. All right, okay. Go start to dark, go to light there. I mean, you can't go too crazy with it. I think it's better to have a few broader... Oops, no. I want to have like a few broader strokes than like loads of little ones, I think. But hey, that I like the way this is like mixed it up a bit. Not sure about the andesite, yeah, the dye right here. That's super good. Okay. I can see that the gradient painter be useful. Now, what does Bezier do? Aha. Less cool way of doing it. So if I go up to up, and we just do the same paint again, I want to see which one's better. So this one's a much more messier way to do this. I guess this works slight. I don't think as good. Nearest. What does nearest do? That's just like full on straight. Okay, so I think the linear is your best bet. Like I said, normally when you like learn these tools, there's one that's the best. And that's the one you usually use a lot, and then you use the other ones a little bit. So I think that the linear do be the best one. Ah, you can lock position. I see, that's how you lock that. Okay, I think we've explored this one pretty well now. Yep. Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that. So essentially, all I'm planning to do is I do the terrain here, and then I take a light matica of the terrain, and then I use the light matica to put this terrain in Hermitcraft. Right, that's the plan. So let's actually just backtrack a second and just paint over this, because we don't actually want that terrain right now. We gotta, I think we're moving towards the shapes. You know what, I didn't like that anyway. I've also probably ruined in here. How do I, oh, whoa. Speed. Oh, no. Right, I can show you inside here. Like, this was my, how do I get rid of this? How do I just stop for a second? Okay, here we go. I've kind of ruined this with stone now, but this is my, this was my test for my base. So I was like, you know, trying to figure out what blocks and stuff. So I've ultimately ruined it by using Axiom here, but it doesn't matter because it's mostly there. I was playing around with like trying some hanging end rods and moss and stuff to try and make it look glowy. It didn't really work. I also tried turning the whole ceiling into like black glass and black concrete, and it kind of gave it this night sky. I ultimately decided it wasn't worth it for the amount of effort, but the vast majority of it made it into the base. So there was a tree here that I didn't think made it, but yeah, ultimately it all made it in for the most part. But I'm done with the cave now. We're moving on. This is a creative world. It's an older copy of the season. All right, let's continue then. So freehand draw with great script brush. Someone said there was a clear foliage. There it is. And then if we make our thing really big, get rid of all the foliage. That's a super useful one, because foliage in Minecraft is pretty intense. and a pain and can easily ruin any texturing process. So get out of my life, flowers and foliage. No oxygen here. Right, done. There's still bits. Anyone see any flowers? See there. Get all of that out my river as well. Okay. What other script brushes are there? Let's add the flowers back. Yeah, why not? We have that power. Okay. Just adding grass. Heart. Well, okay then. Happy Valentine's Day. Cool. Kelp. Oh, big kelp. Leafy bushes. Okay, I guess that's handy. You can just add some grass. Terrain, desert. This just feels like it's making just sand. Terrain, plains. Just turns it into plains. Okay. And vines. Just add vines. Okay. All right, that's all pretty good. Let's just undo all the way back, and it gives you all these like little red lines. Bish bash bosh, and we can just clear any residuals here using the foliage. Okay, so script brush has a few useful little things there. Freehand draw. I think, did we do this earlier? Okay, so now we're getting into the shapes. Now we're shaping things up. All right. Let's take this steady. We just need to learn. We need to learn all the shape things before we actually start doing something. So this looks like all the different shapes you can choose, different radius. I mean, that's not a million miles off what we're trying to do. Height. Yeah. Oh, accidentally made something phallic. Cool, let's backtrack. Sculpt draw. Radius. Sculpt draw does what? This is the sculpt draw. It allows you to sculpt terrain, pulling blocks based on normal surface. Okay, so it's kind of taking what's there and just this might be the one. This might be the useful tool that everyone likes to use because it's like taking the actual terrain. Interesting. I can see that like the shapes are starting to show here. What I'm thinking that oh, yes, thank you. Whoops. I'm thinking what Tango probably did when he was doing his terrain was a bit of this for his like mountains. I don't know how I managed to do that. How did I manage to do that? I think he kind of used spheres and then just built out from there because some of his terrain has got some like strangely like round peaks, and I think that's where it's come from. But the sculpt tool seems really useful. Okay. I want to undo all the way. I kind of want to go back to where we were. How far back does it go? If I hold it down? No, you have to tap it. Okay. Oh, we went too far. I guess there's a redo button as well. There we go. Okay. So sculpt is super Useful denoise. Oof. Mask Y, invert. Ah, does that go down? Okay, so this sculpts the other way, removing stuff. Okay, I guess useful. Yeah, definitely useful. So I'm going down the other way. I don't know what mask... Okay, so the mask Y is adding the dirt. So if I want to get rid of like this, I guess I can do it that way. Why? No, why is it? I guess there's just dirt underneath all my terrain, is what I'm guessing. Rock tool. Just add some rocks. Wish I had this in Season 9. I did all my rocks by hand. No, I didn't. I used World Painter. Or did I? I can't remember. I remember it being a lot of heartache to try and get the good shapes of this, but I could have done it in probably an afternoon if I knew Axiom. Okay, rock tool seems super useful. Depends if you're going for like a rocky, like a super rounded rocky style. Let's have a look. Noise radius. What does this do? Noisy. Let's just turn that up to the extreme because at the moment I'm not really getting anything out of it. Ah, there it is. So you turn up rock tool. Okay, that's what that does. It makes some really crazy terrain. Interesting. That's, I think, one of the easiest ways to make some custom terrain ever. Ta-da! Smooth, wacky, weird. Okay. So let's just undo a smidge. Let's go back to where we were. Let's bring it down. Let's bring that down. Let's bring that down. Smoothing. What does this do? No smoothing. Very strong smoothing. Okay, let's take that down. Meld. How strongly the tool melds together with the ground. Very strong meld. Okay, well, that looks like... I mean, I'm just gonna try this out, see what it looks like. Oops. Probably don't want that. Interesting. It's probably a bit too intense for what I'm looking for. But I like what's happened here with, like, there's a cliff edge here, then a flat, well, not flat yet, but a surface here, and then another cliff. It's just a little bit intense right now. So a little bit more messing around with this. Uh-huh. In an afternoon with Axiom, you could create terrain that is better than, you know, let's say Scar does all his terrain by hand, right? And it would take him weeks and weeks and weeks. And you can tell that it's Scar terrain. But with Axiom, you could do that in an afternoon, theoretically. Not his style, I mean just terrain in general. So that's kind of crazy what you can achieve so quickly. Control click on the sliders. Control click on the sliders. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the bars. So if I put that up to full and that down, it's always good to see what the extremes kind of look like. Let's just back up and clear this out. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Because this rock tool seems like the instant terrainer to me at the moment. Like, if you get the parameters just right, can this be personalized to look like you? Yeah, I mean, if you get, you know, if you play around with it and get like your exact bits right, then I think, yeah, it can definitely look like your kind of thing. But I think it's always a dead giveaway when Axiom's been used. I can tell when someone's hand done their terrain and when someone's Axiomed. There's just tells. You can just tell. Like, it's, even with all the noise in the world, you can just tell it's machine generated. Oh, speed here. Ah, that's useful. Okay, that is handy. Whoops. Interesting. So if I go like this, kind of like it. I think that the answer isn't this. This is not the answer. Not big like that. I think the answer is kind of to do small sections. Maybe not there. So even smaller sections. So that we reduce that. Maybe we need to meld strength down. This is too smooth, I think. So this is very smooth. This is as smooth as it gets. So if we want super smooth terrain, then we do that. And that has made it so smooth. Super smooth. So this is, I think... I mean, this is a dead giveaway. I mean, anything I do will look like Axiom, but this is like a dead giveaway of Axiom, is when everything's like really smooth. So if we find somewhere in the middle, let's try cube. Interesting. Okay, so you really got to try the different shapes. I'm not a fan of that at the moment. Octahedron. Okay. That's still coming out as a roundy. We want meld up, we want smoothing down. Yeah, okay. This is good for this bit, I think. Height. Is there height? There's radius. Not height. Okay. Cylinder. Ellipsoid. What does that... Oh, it's just like a squished sphere. Learning all about the shapes today. So these are our base shape tools, I think. So we start off with these tools. We get the rough shape that we want to do, then we refine it, I think, with these other ones. Melt and weld. That's what I'm thinking. And I think that sculpt and a rock tool are probably two of the most important ones that I'm reading here. Then once we've done that, we need to get the gradient down. Interesting. Ah, height. Yes, okay. This is a cliff tool. Interesting. Maybe too much. Let's put height down. Let's turn the radius down, and let's just give that a whirl. Because this is like a cliffy area. This would actually be pretty good if I could get this looking cool. I can put some like a waterfall in here. And height down again. Oh no, it's not height. Bring the height down again, and we'll just kind of cliff edge that. Yeah, I don't hate how this looks at the moment. Sculpt. Let's see. Whoops, no, wrong. Invert, no. Radius down. Strength. Kind of want to just... I think this is where possibly... I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. Now that I'm understanding, is there where's smooth? Shape path modeling, full elevations, distort. Oh, there's so many things. Let's have a look at weld. This is the bit, I think, bringing these bits together, filling in the gaps. Looks like. Kind of want to bring these two together. We're learning. So this, I think this is doing what I think it does, which it just brings in. It's like a fill for weird shapes. Truly is a amazing mod. Really is an incredible mod. Just have to take a few minutes to learn and even longer to get used to it. I'm having to rewire my brain. Genuinely have to rewire my brain here to get to understand this tool. Okay, so that has I think, why am I learning Axiom? So that I can put in some cool terrain without, I think if I had to do the terrain like full on myself, like Scar, I'd probably manage to do the island on its own. That's what I think would happen. I don't think I'd be able to mentally be bothered to do all the terrain here, and then there's a really high chance I mess it up. By learning Axiom, I can create something I haven't created before, using a tool I haven't used before, and create far more terrain than I did before. Is this Hermitcraft? No, this is just a copy. This is an older copy of the world that I have for practice and like coming up with stuff. It can analyze cliffs and make shadows for you. I am very interested in what you're saying. Auto shade feature sounds amazing. So we will have a look at that in a bit. I want to go back to Rock Tool. I want to do this. I don't know whether I need to speak to Scar. But if I can cylinder this up. I like the cylinder for doing cliffs here. What was I doing? Weld? And then I weld that together. I don't really like what I've done, but it doesn't matter. It's just a test. This is first draft, if you like. First draft, not the real deal. Let's just weld this together. Can start again from scratch if I need to. Ugh. Let's fill that in. I think we're getting somewhere though. For first attempt, I'm learning these tools literally for the first time. Fill that in, fill that in. So for basic shapes, I was looking at something like this. So we got cliff, we got a natural walkway that's going to go around here. We'll follow this terrain path. Another cliff here that gives me a good degree of separation from Scar. So Scar's up here. I'll clear this with him, make sure he's okay with that. I think Scar also wants this, don't know why. So again, probably want to do a bit of this here as well. I'm picking this up quite quickly. I think it's just when I've tried to learn this before, it's just an overwhelming amount. So let's just cliff that up. Do some cool cliffs. There we go. Something more. Yeah, I kind of want to feel like I'm in much steeper cliffs than I am. This is going well, I think. Learning curve. Learning curve. And then again here, I think. And then another. Just want a degree of separation between me and the real world. This is my Axiom world. And I think... So we got a natural... We need to think about where the paths are going. So we got a path that runs through here and over to Gem's base. Is there one here, or do I close it off? Reality is that there's no one there. Joel's like right over there, and everyone's going to fly anyway. So I think we just close this up. There we go. And then we weld. Okay, we got a basic idea. I need to like kind of smooth all this out. This looks disgusting at the moment. We haven't even started this yet. Oh, good. I can't quite get the hang of the inverted, like, pull and move around. I'm trying. Making me feel a bit sick. Okay. Check it out. Check it out. It's not, you know, it's not clean, but it's a thing. We got some cliffs. I can see that this needs to be smooth all the way around here. Use arrow keys makes it much easier. But that doesn't stop. I still have to, oops. I still have to, like, look around. Oh, yeah, you're right, though. It does make it look easier. Melt. I'm a melt. All right, here we go. So this is exactly what it sounds like, just melting some things. Okay, I guess it's useful. Kind of want a smooth brush right now, more than anything. Stamp. Stamp. What do you do? Add blueprint. Don't think I need this one. Text. Don't think I need this one right now. Shape. Alright, this looks like I need to concentrate. I don't know what's going on here. Solid sphere. Flat disc. Diameter. Advanced. Okay. Hollow. Alright. Flat. Archimedean spiral. Cool. Okay. Okay. What's this? I like the flat stuff going on here. See, this genuinely, this is very useful for me, because I think once we have the terrain, the structure is likely to look something like this. How do I expand this? Like, so if we imagine that the terrain finishes like up here, and I make this hollow, this isn't. Oh, what? Oh! You never have to build again, do you? You don't have to build anymore. You can just draw it. You can just tell this thing that I want. This is insane. I don't have to. I could build a satellite. What did I even just do? How did I rotate this? I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. Look at the insane... Imagine trying to do this. Imagine trying to do this in survival. Trying to get this crazy angle. It's just bonkers. Like that is a crazy angle that I've got there. You'd never really, no, realistically, you'd never get this right. You can generate this sort of thing with World Edit, I believe, but you'd have to type in all the numbers and stuff. And then I can, on the fly, change the numbers. Goodness gracious me. Good heavens. Alright, so let's just think about this for a second, because this is kind of crazy. Separate X and Z? What does that mean? Oh my word! I can squeeze it. I can squeeze it. This is kind of crazy. And since I'm doing an observatory, let's just back out of this for a second. Let's think about this. Solid. Let's try tube. What does a tube... Okay. It's a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Let's bring the diameter right down. Because I don't need to build a crazy telescope. How do I bring this over here? I don't need to build a crazy telescope. I can get a scientifically accurate build by doing this. Look, here we go. So that's, imagine that the build is here. I'm going to angle it and then just twist it that way. No problem. No problem. That way, twist. Going to point it over at Scar, I guess. Wherever I'm watching at the time. How do I make this? I'm going to make this the slightly smaller. Okay. And then what if we made this into, not a tube, a cone? Yeah, that's what we're after. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look, telescope. Telescope shaped. Telescope shaped. That's crazy. Make it slightly thicker. Enter. I'm going to use these tools to great effect, I think. Just make that all glass. So if I want to freehand select, I'm going to select that. And then, because I'm trying to apply the things I've learned. Control R. Replace stone to copper. Now it's a copper one. Oh, I didn't manage to select all of it. Stone to copper. I don't know what this telescope's going to look like, but hey, that's pretty insane. And then, so what I can do is like take this and then add to it with my buildy hands. So I can just use the initial shape. Okay, this is kind of crazy. All right, let's just back out of here. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. Right, let's return to the terrain, which is why we're here. Right. So path. How do I stop the path? Enter. I don't know what I did. Get me out. Oh my gosh. Delete. So oh no, I want to get me out. So if I wanted to do like a bridge, I could like just do 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's probably a better way of doing that, but you can kind of mark out where you want a bridge. I could go like that, that. Okay. Not sure that's going to be super useful for what I do. How did you get back? Huh, managed to mess that up. And clear selection. This tool is genuinely insane. Alright. Oops, undo. Magic wand is better for that. I'm guessing it is. Can I just select that and delete? Control fill? No, that doesn't sound right. How do I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Magic select. Select. Magic select. Select you. Select. And then control. Nope. Control X. Nope. Control X. Delete. Okay, didn't quite delete everything. Not what I was after. Maybe if I position myself downwards and do that. There's means. Means and ways. Don't know if this is real. That doesn't... Okay, that wasn't real. Okay, let's move on. Modeling flood fill. Flood fill. Does this do what I think it does? Alright, well that's useful, I guess. If you want to do that. I guess I don't need that for the purposes of this. Okay, fluid ball. Uh-oh. What does this mean? What have I done? Fluid simulation. Well, we're gonna get a lovely surprise. Oh. I don't think there's a world where you get that water to behave the way you want it to in survival. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Elevation. This seems like a very important one. So we're going to radius, Y limit, raise, lower, flatten. Flatten. Why is it a cylinder? Or is this just how it is? Okay. This isn't quite... There must be a smooth option somewhere. There it is. That's the one I want, really. I just wanna make this like nice and smooth. Maybe too smooth. Okay, let's just undo a few steps. Strength. Let's bring the radius down. So super strong smoothing. I kind of want super strong smoothing here. I think. This looks really this looks really artificial now. But for the sake of like this, so for the path I want to make, it does need to just do this. It is kind of what I'm after. This is roughly what I want to happen. Oh, that was not what I wanted to happen. This looks like a problem area. I think I might need to... I think if I want this to look good, I need to weld it together. Weld, weld, weld. Weld. Get that filled in. And then... smooth. Yeah. Okay, we're getting to grips with it. We're getting there. Okay, sloping. What do we do here? So I want to slope from here to here, I think. What? Slope from here to here. I don't understand. Is this oh, okay. This is a slightly strange tool to use. But I can see the use. So if I would click, whoops. So if I click from here to here, it then gives me an axis and then I can just drag that round. It's kind of useful. So if I want to go from here to, let's say, here, I can then do that, I think. Okay. Raise, and then again, if I just smooth. Let's just turn this to stone again. I don't like this, the dirt showing. It messes with my head. Makes it hard to distinguish. Right, sphere. Let's take that bit. That's not what I want. Fix edges off. Okay, it's going down for some reason. Smooth, grow? What does grow do? I don't know what that's doing. Melt. Well, the melt works, but grow doesn't. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Why is it doing that? I've got something on that I don't want on. I'm melting here. I don't want to melt. Is that... No, that's not helped. Your block ratio is negative. Oh, that's what it is. Thank you. So that really wants to be at 100%. And then smooth. There we go. I think that's better. Interesting. Okay, let's get that smoothed. Alright. We're obviously, like, this isn't exactly what I want, but as a general concept, this is what I'm looking at. Sort of these mountains, cliffs along here to define the edge that is my base. I kind of want to have a waterfall here in the future. And so that's got a little bit of cliff work going on there. And then paths, a path that kind of goes all the way around. That's the goal. Then we need to do this island in the middle. Now I know what I want this to look like. Making it look like this is difficult. Distort. What does distort do? I think it does exactly what I think it does, which is makes a mess. Roughen. Okay, so let's say I've got something that looks too smooth, like this. Let's just make it rough. Okay, that's not a tool I think I like. Okay, let's bring that down. Yeah, I don't... It's like, this is the Enderman brush. I think it has its uses, but not for me right now. Shatter. Shatter, shatter, shatter. I think I've seen this in Tango's terrain. If you have a different block, like a darker block underneath, it just looks like cracked mountains. Okay. Not sure I want this effect on mine, to be honest with you. I don't think it's one I need, but I can see why it's good. Extrude. Oh. Okay, that's not desperately upsetting. This could give me a place to start. Modify. Alright, I think we got to grips with most of these settings now. So, if we go back to the rock, it's radius, and then we... Because I kind of want... I want this... I want the meld strength to be high, I think. I want it to... Yeah, I want it to stick into what I've already got. This will need to come down. See, I want, like, the path to start down here and make its way upwards. So this will have to come down, but for now... Rock tool for the win. Let's go. I don't want that. I think we've done a good job of learning today. And learning is really difficult. So go me. I think we've got to grips with it, generally speaking. Now I do want this to be taller. Noise radius? Let's see. That's not how I want this to look. Let's bring that down. I don't want it to be super smooth. Don't think. I do want it to meld, but I don't want... Okay, let me just do this. So that's that. Okay, so I don't want it to be super smooth. My brain's having a hard time. I'm very, like, well edit coded. It's how I've been building for a million years. So I kind of want this to go like this. Hold on, 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to go soon, but not super soon. We might not. We're definitely not gonna finish today, but we can get a basic thing out. Oh. Do need the bathroom. Okay. So, how tall do we want this to go? At least to here. Oh my gosh, I still haven't got the hang of, like, moving around yet. Get me down. Get me down. Okay. I think we've probably gone too high because this is out of scale with everything else I've done. So I think we're going to use the melt tool, which was part of the smooth tool. Maybe. Elevation. Flatten. Lower. Okay. Let's just lower this with the lower tool. Flatten, flatten, flatten. Messy, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to extrude. I want to lower. Okay, let's now flatten, I guess. Kind of want this to be a flat surface. Hey, there we go. See, that's way more. It's still a little bit off, but that's way more in scale with the surroundings. So I think we might want to lower it a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I think I want to reduce the radius here. Just around the outside, around the outside. Okay, and then we can smooth. Hey, we're learning, we're getting there. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Right, here we go. That is a little bit better. A little bit better. Right, I think what I want to... What tool would I need to push this, I think. I need to... Because this is roughly the size of the island that I want. But I need to push this back. I need to push that to, like, here. So what would I do to do that? Melt, maybe. Just melt it back. Just kind of melt this a bit. Let's up the radius. Let's... Cylinder? Melt. Yep, maybe. Kind of want to just melt this a bit. I might stream again later to finish this off, by the way. I want to kind of get to grips with this. Hey, maybe B-dubs will be there. Maybe someone who knows what they're doing can then, like, help me. Because I'm just, like, learning at the moment. Which I think is actually for the best, because if someone teaches me, they're going to teach me their way, and I kind of want to get my way. Okay, so a bit more water I think is necessary here. And I think we also want to push this. I don't want to push it back too much, but I want to push it back a little bit. Oops, that was too much. So I want to push like that bit back. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. It's so easy to do this in Axiom, but then I have to actually build this. So if I do that, it's giving the island more room to breathe. Which I think is good. So now if we smooth that out. Smooth. Smoother. Push that back. I think I was right that the island needed more space to breathe. If I'm guessing. Oops, what have I done? I want to paint. I want to get this back to stone. Okay, so my instinct is to go in that water and type fill, but I'm guessing there's a water tool. Flood fill. But how? With water. I want water. How do I flood fill with water? Like here, and then how do I choose my block? Active block, water, flood fill to where here. Ha ha! Smart. Smart. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I mean the. Oh no! What have I? Oh no! It's not what I want to do. We are getting somewhere. I mean, it's not perfect. Look, you could tinker with all of this so much. Okay, so here's the next conundrum. And this is really going to be... I'm really making life extremely difficult for myself. I need to move this entire island this away. I need to get it away from this cliff edge. If anything, I want the larger gap in this water bit here and not here, because there's already this dead space here, but none here. So this island feels way too close to that. So, magic select this whole rock, please. That didn't quite do what I wanted it to, so let's try it again. No, careful, steady, 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 steady. In survival, this will be a nightmare. The whole thing's a nightmare. This is already a nightmare. But the thing is, in survival, none of this exists. Like, it's just flat in survival right now. There's nothing there. Okay. How do I move this? Move selection. This is insane. This is literally insane. Let me move. I want to make sure I don't move it, like, downwards. It's quite hard. Oh, there we go. All right, all right. Is that too far? It's quite hard to tell. Enter. Oh. I needed to cut that, didn't I? Have I used Blender before? No, never. Move selection. Well, so what if I do this? Oh, I just want to undo. I want to get back to... Okay, so that's the island selection. So if I do a... I've cut it. I'll cut it out, I think. And then I can move it wherever I want. Oh, this is so handy. This is such an insane tool. Hey, Mulberry, if you happen to be watching, you have created, alongside some of the other heroes of the modding community, one of the best tools ever. Like, ever. Seriously. This is insane. I think that is a much better place. And then what I do, I paste and paste. Oh, wow. Okay, so that has confirmed that it was in the wrong place. I think you can see now, if you look at sightlines, if I'm like down here, and if there's a big fancy waterfall there, I can now see that waterfall. There's more space for it to breathe. And also if I'm here, there's more space to breathe. But I think I'm going to be even more annoying. Could probably push this back even further. So if I undo, I can just move it back a bit. No problem. Kind of want to move it up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I kind of want this to be slightly lower than that. I want this to be in line with that. And I want that to end up, yeah, about there. Whoosh. All right. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Smooth again. Just schmoove it all out. I think let's make it stone again. I really, how do I, okay, let's just learn this because I haven't done this. I want to mask deeper. Because, like, at the moment, it's just turning one layer. Oh, I've got water. Oh, no. I done messed up. Here we go. Stone. Because at the moment, I think it's only doing, like, one block. Yeah, it's only doing one layer. So, how do I do deeper mask? So I think that is just turning everything to stone now, instead of just the top layer. Learning Axiom the hard way by myself. Alright, chat. I have to go, but I will probably continue doing this later if I'm able to. But this is where we're at so far. We've managed to turn it from nothing into something. Let's flood fill this into water. How do I make sure it's the right... There we go. Was that higher? I literally can't afford for that to be higher. So hopefully I can continue this later on. I will. I want to improve the terrain, figure out a few more tools. I need to, like, texture it. This island needs to be a lot more interesting. And then I can probably even, like, put a few shapes on here to kind of indicate where I want to go with the build. But this is pretty cool. I think we've achieved a lot in an hour and a half. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We shall continue our learning experience later. I might be live either later today or tomorrow. Who knows? Have a good holidays, whatever you've got going on. National holidays, Lunar New Year, whatever you got going on. I'm just going to go and enjoy my Monday. Bye!